Most of the footage you see from Afghanistan is usually firefights, explosions, or the worst moments of the war. But that wasn't every day. The footage you're seeing here is what I saw through my own eyes. Not polished news footage, not a movie, just real moments from Afghanistan in 2012. The roads, the dust, the equipment, the soldiers, and the training that happened in between everything else. This was during a period when the war was changing. Most of the mission was focused on training Afghan forces and preparing them to take on more responsibility. This video is not about making war look cool. It's about showing a small piece of what it looked like from where I stood, through my eyes, with the footage I had at that point in my life. Welcome to Stories from the Operator Seat. My name is Jake. Back in 2012, I was just a 21-year-old kid. I've been operating heavy equipment since my Army training in 2010, and for the past year, I've been putting those skills to work in the mining industry. I was still learning myself. I certainly didn't call myself an expert by any means, but somehow, those skills took me halfway around the world to the Kunduz province in Afghanistan. Recently, while digging through some old hard drives, I came across photos and video from that deployment. Footage I hadn't watched in years. Looking through it though, it brought back a lot of things I hadn't thought about in a long time. Not just the equipment, but the people, the places, and a mission that most people never got to see. The footage you're looking at was taken in the fall of 2012 in the Kunduz province. One of the most interesting parts of that mission was heavy equipment training. The goal wasn't to complete the projects ourselves. The goal was to build skills for them that could outlast our presence there. One machine we spent a lot of time on was the motor grader. And if you ever ran one, you know, every machine has its own personality. A grader especially. People who've never operated one tend to think it's just another piece of iron. The operators know better. A grader demands precision. Small inputs make the big difference. The blade angle, the circle, the side shift, everything matters. There's a reason experienced operators treat grading as much as an art form as they do a skill. Looking at these photos and videos, I could still picture standing there beside those machines, watching new operators climb into the cab for the first time. Some were nervous, some were excited. Most had never worked around anything this size. Watching them reminded me of my own first days in equipment. Every operator starts somewhere, and every operator remembers their first machine. But what I remember most wasn't the equipment. It was the people. Despite the language barrier and every cultural difference between us, there's something familiar about being around other operators, whether you're in Arizona or Afghanistan. People who work with machines tend to understand each other. There's a pride in learning a machine, a satisfaction in doing the job right. That seemed to cross every boundary. This photo is one of my favorites from the entire deployment. Looking at it now, I don't see soldiers. I see young men trying to build something. Their skills, their futures, something for themselves. I see people who welcomed us, worked alongside us, and left impressions I have never forgotten. But for a few months in 2012, our paths crossed in a place neither of us will ever forget. The equipment itself tells part of the story. Graders, dozers, loaders, backhoes, dump trucks, machines built to move material, build roads, improve infrastructure, and support a mission. At the time, they were just simply tools, a means to an end. Today, I see them differently. Those machines were also part of my own story. The skills I've developed in the Army carried into mining. The lessons I learned around those machines still show up in my work. People sometimes ask me how I got into heavy equipment. The honest answer is, it started long before mining. It started as a slight curiosity as a child, but joining the Army, I got to lay a foundation. My love for it continued to progress in Afghanistan, and it eventually led to the career I've built over the last decade. Today, I operate various equipment in the mining industry, from 994 loaders to D11 dozers and 24 motor graders. Most machines on a scale most people never see. But many of the lessons that shaped me as an operator started years before any of that, which helped me to train and mentor operators and share my expertise as a production supervisor. It's funny how experiences that seem ordinary at the time end up defining your future in ways you never see coming. More than a decade later, these photos mean more than they did when I took them. They remind me of where I started, the people I met along the way, and the experiences that helped shape who I became. These aren't just memories of equipment. They're reminders of the people, the lessons, and the work that made me the operator I am today. I want to thank you for joining me on this story from the operator seat. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing more stories from Afghanistan, from our career in mining, and from the history of the machines that help build the modern world. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.